Hello again everyone, Ken from Whittling Woods back again with a video aimed at offending people who sharpen whittling knives. I'm only kidding. Hopefully it doesn't offend people, but I'm sure some people will probably find the title of this video a little odd. But typically, we're not really talking about sharpening, we're talking about honing whittling knives. And it's something that you need to do quite often while you're whittling. And I've talked about this, I've done videos on it. And I can't stress enough how important it is to keep whatever knife you're using as sharp as possible. Once you get it to a state where it's sharp and it's whittling ready, you got to keep at it, you got to keep honing. And the typical way is to use a leather strop. We have a strop, we have some honing compound, we apply it to the strop, and then we either run our knives along it in this fashion, or or the way I do it, which is I kind of hold the knife steady and I run it across the top. But every so often, believe it or not, you can get a nice sharp edge by just applying honing compound to a straight piece of wood. And the other day I happened to be whittling and I wanted to just quickly touch up a knife. And normally what I do, if I want to get a real fine edge on it, I'll apply a little honing compound to a piece of wood, and I'll just run it. You'll see a number of people who do that. It's not completely uncommon. You don't necessarily have to use the leather to do it. The wood actually holds the compound as well. So anyway, oddly enough, I happened to be looking for the piece of wood I normally use, and it was nowhere to be found. And I just was using some little sticks for paint stirrers, and I'll show you here. Let me put the knives down. These little, you don't buy them at your hobby stores. They're a pack of little popsicle sticks, basically, and you can say popsicle sticks, and you make little things with them. I actually use them for stirring paint and stuff of that nature. If you have to some stuff you're working with, you could use it to stir paint. And they're just little thin pieces of, I'm assuming, some type of pine wood. So anyway, I happened to have that out, and I said, you know what, they're sort of flexible, which is in a way not too bad. You got to be careful because one end it always seems to be slightly convex and the other a little bit more concave. So you want to make sure you're not, when you're whatever side you're using, it's a side where you can get as much blade coverage as possible. So you're going to kind of want the if there is any kind of warp in the wood there, you're going to want to apply it on the surface where it's rounded outward. And anyway, so all I do is I take a little honing compound, and excuse my foot here, but I'm just going to apply it to it like so. And then we'll take my good buddy Mark's knife, the Black Bart 03, and hang on to the end of the video because I have something to say about these Black Bart knives. And all I do is I just hone my knife up with a popsicle stick, and I just run it across the edge to get a real fine edge. Now, is this a substitute for sharpening? No, of course not. It's just something that I find actually pretty good, and you can kind of see a little bit. It's beginning to show a little bit of the black on there, and I'll just run it across. And sometimes you maybe just want to touch up a small section of the tip because you're using that a lot, and this is kind of nice for that. And you flip it around, and you do the same thing. Again, I'm not trying to suggest that this is the only way and everybody should be doing it this way. Obviously, you can use any type of wood. It just happened to be that these popsicle sticks are relatively affordable. I mean, they're literally, I think the whole pack of 100 so cost me about $1. And you just run it across that blade a few times, and it does put a nice little finish on it. And just another way to potentially touch up your whittling knives. I find it kind of does put a nice little finishing edge on the knife. And then you once you're done, you can keep them, you reuse them. Obviously, you don't have to throw them out, but they're good. You can carry these around with you pretty easily. Stick a few in your pocket. Put a couple. Get your little honing compound, little chunk of it like I have. And honestly, if you have if you have these three things right here, you can see they're so portable. Little popsicle stick, a little chunk of honing compound, and obviously you're going to want a little, you know, when Mark made this knife for me, he also included a little sheath for the end of it. You're going to want, you know, you can. How portable is that? I mean, and there you go. You can go around and whittle to your heart's content anywhere. So it's kind of fun, and I just thought people might find that try it out. I mean, I'm not saying it's the best way to whittle, but it certainly is or excuse me, best way to whittle, best way to hone a knife. But for fast and easy little means of doing it, give it a shot. You know, like I said, you can use any kind of honing compound on this. Is the yellow one, the other one's the green one, and again, it's not just, you know, if you want to, you see, I do a lot of whittling with the Stanley. I've talked about this knife as well, and you know, again, it's so simple, and it's nice because you can kind of get in areas. And as long as you keep the knife, you know, steady in your hand, and run the part with the honing compound across it at the bevel angle you want, it'll do a pretty good, quick, easy touch-up to your knives. So maybe not a full strop, maybe just pull it out and hit the edge a few times, and you're good to go. You know, again, you can certainly try it out and see. But anyway, that's it. I hope you do find the idea of using a popsicle. Would I recommend a popsicle stick that somebody had a piece of popsicle, you know, actual popsicle? Probably not. Although I guess you could technically if you clean it off. But these are so cheap. The pack of them, like I said, you'll see here. I think I picked these up at one of those hobby stores, and I don't know. There's probably like 100 in here or whatever it is. But they are so cheap. But give it a shot. It's kind of a fun little way to potentially hone up your knives. But with all that being said, I mentioned also we're going to be doing another knife giveaway. I've done a few of them before, and this one's going to be out of the incredible generosity of Mark, aka Black Bart. He has made another set of whittling knives, and he had offered to make one so that I could give it away on the channel. I mean, that's, talk about incredible generosity. Not only is making the knife, but you know, he wants to have the community, potentially, you know, someone in the community use it and have it for their own. So he's sending it my way, and when I get him, we're going to do a little giveaway. I'm not sure what the details of that are, but once I get Mark's knife, we're going to I'll announce it and we'll do a little giveaway. So it'll be fun. If you're interested in trying out Mark's homemade knives, you see me use this quite a bit. They're nice, strong, sturdy knives. I haven't seen the one he's making. He's sending it my way. He just contacted me and told me he's sending it my way. And hey, Mark, my buddy, you're number one, man. Like I said, you're a legend. So we're going to be announcing that giveaway shortly. And we'll see how we'll actually decide to find someone who has interest in one of Mark's knives. But anyway, that's really it for me. It's a nice, quick, short video, and I hope you all have a great whittling week. I'll talk to you again soon. Take care.